Okay, so what is going on, people? This is Timothy here. We are back with this follow up. Yeah, Zahara. I'm really, really sad. I feel really, really, it's really, really sad. When I'm thinking about this whole thing, like my microphone is going in and out. Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me right now. What's going on? We are back. Listen, we actually just gonna get into this. We're gonna talk about this if you really have time. I'm really in this today. I really want to talk about this because this ish has been bothering me a lot, and I'm one of the people that are actually mad. Okay, and I have every right to feel however I feel about the whole thing that happened. Okay, so bear with me. Um, bear with me. Okay, because we're gonna get right into it. But before we get into this video, I just want to make sure that you guys um go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and hit the like. Go ahead and you know and honestly right now I don't even want to do that because right now we're talking serious things. Okay, we're really going to be talking about the serious things. We're going to be talking about we are mourning. We are really mourning um the loss of our Zahara. And I just realized that Zahara was still young. Like, I'm actually older than her. I'm 1 year older than her, which is really, really, which makes me even more mad. You know what I mean? Which makes me really, 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 really mad. So we actually just gonna type. Let's just start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Hore na hantle na Zahara ke mang, what went down, what happened. Let's just go back all the way from, you know what I mean, from 2014, from 2011 actually. Let's just go back to 2011. No, is it 2011? When was 2009? If I'm not mistaken. All right, so Zahara, her real name Bolelwa. She was born in November 1987, and then of course she just passed away a couple of days ago. Um, She was classified loosely as an Afro singer, and she sang in her native language, Xhosa, and she has lots of hits. At first, Zahara actually um, was signed to TS Records. She was signed to TS Records. It looks like, well, allegedly, I think it was back in, when was she signed to TS Records? I think she was signed to TS Records back in 20. I'll tell you right now. She was signed to TS Records in 2011. That is when she released Ololiwe. And people are mad about this. What is this TS Records? What's going on? What went down? What really, really went down with TS Records? Of course, recently, she parted ways with them, and then she was able to sign with other music labels. But let's just talk about how the TS Records situation. People right now, they are looking at DJ's Boo as, somebody who played the part in the emotional stress and everything that actually happened to not really him alone. The TS Records in general. Sesam Neza, I think that's the name, and the wife and the husband, because these are the people that started this label with DJ's Boo back 20 years ago, if you know what I mean. So And I want people to understand this. Zahara has never been, she never trash talk these labels, but she always told her truth. One thing about her, she always told her truth. She always came out with the receipts. She always told the truth. The truth is, maybe some of us wouldn't understand, but some people would understand. It is what it is. That's what she said. And who are we not to believe? We're just going to believe her because we are actually hearing from these people. We are actually hearing from her, and we are not hearing from the other people. She did a couple of interviews, and one thing about her, she was private. She really did not even want to talk about these things. People will be saying, "Oh, why are you doing this? How much did you make on this? How much did you make on that?" And then she will be like, "Well, I don't want to talk about that." The most recent interview that she did actually last year in 2020, when she did this interview back in 2020 during the pandemic, she went and did a big interview with McG. And she had clarified something. And that's actually one of my favorite interviews that Zahara ever did. Because I felt like it was raw. I felt like, people actually needed to hear her story. And her story wasn't even about that. The story was just about her and the music. That was about her and the music. And I just like how McG actually got into some details, and he went in and he let her have it. That was the most recent interview that I felt like it was that actually kind of resonate with me. But the anger that people has, I don't know. As much as DJ's Boo is trying to clarify things, as much as DJ's Boo is trying to clarify, the other people are not talking. They are talking here and there. But what's the situation? Why are we really mad? Was Zahara's family mad? Because the TS Records people were actually checking up on the family, apparently. So is this things that was just happening behind the closed doors? If so, why wasn't Zahara out there, telling people that, hey, people, this is how things work. This is the contract. The contract, it is what it is. That's how much I got. In one of the interviews was she said that, sometimes I would make McG ask her how much you make from the interview, from the concerts that you usually do, from your bookings and stuff. And she said that, sometimes it'll be 100. It depends. And she said it'll be 100,000, it'll be 50,000, it'll be this, it'll be that, it'll be that. And then I'll walk out with my 15,000, and the 15,000 that I actually have to fight for. That is where it rubbed a lot of people wrong, because okay, how do you make 100,000 from the concert and then walk away with 15,000? When you look at the logistics of this, it really does not make no sense as the artist. But the thing is, I'm not gonna say that. Well, listen, I feel like the money wasn't a lot, and I feel like it entails a lot of logistics when it comes to this. I feel like I don't want, because think about it. Okay, so the artist, when they go for their bookings, when they go for all of that, everything already gets accounted for from the percentage that they're going to get. If the artist is getting 100,000, if the whole concert is costing the profit for the whole concert is 100,000, before the cross profit, for example, is 100,000, they gotta pay the vendors, they gotta do this, and actually the label is actually the one that actually takes care of this. The label itself, they take care of this. They will pay the vendors, they will do this, and they will do this, and do all these things, and then the logistics part of it, and then Zahara will get her share. But for me, from 100,000 to getting 15,000, and that you actually have to even fight for, it does not make sense to me. And DJ's Boo or whoever is behind the label at that time, they really have to understand, because this is what was coming out of the artist's mouth. This is not things that people are making up. This is the fact. This, well, allegedly, these are the things that people are seeing. These are the things that people are hearing. What are you saying? What are your numbers when you come out of this? And I know a lot of people are coming up with different scenarios. See, Bati Sorke from the City FM also, she had drafted a whole big letter, I don't know, explaining of how the industry works and stuff like that. I was like, okay, we do understand that, but this is her opinion. We felt like she deserved more. She just signed the bad contract. She really did. That's a fact. People are mad, and I'm one of those people that are mad. And can you blame me for being like that? Don't blame me for being like that, because this is what we're seeing. This is what everybody's experiencing. This is the most influential artist in SA, who was actually all the way up there. When you look at her records, she was up there. She was up there with Brenda Fassie. I mean, if you really want to go there, you know what I mean? She was really up there. But I just don't understand how and why, how things ended up getting, how she ended up getting screwed. And, the memoir that they were doing, the memorial that they were doing, a lot of people were talking. It was a lot of speculations. You saw and you realize that people were hurt. And it's like, okay, I mean, what were you guys doing prior to this? Somizi was there, he was giving the speech, and he made so much sense in his speech, telling people to love each other, and then telling people that, people should start giving this artist the flowers while they're alive. It's like, what's the use of coming here and talking? You should be talking while we're alive. And he even said that, not Haki Ishwa, I don't want nobody, I don't like these speeches and all of that. It's actually in my will. I don't want, if you fail to give me my flowers while I'm alive, don't walk upon my funeral and start talking how you love me and all of that. This lady was suffering, and none of these artists, none of these major artists and everybody, people knew about, her struggle with, the alcohol. If you really want to get there, people knew about her struggle with the alcohol. Where were these people? A couple of friends were here and there. You know what I mean? But where are these major people? Where are these, A-lister celebrities that are actually right there in that room, crying? But while she was out there crying for help, because it's so many ways that people can do to cry for help, people can cry emotionally, people can seek help physically, people can show, it's a different ways of asking for help. You don't really have to say it out loud to show people that you need help. But it was an obvious thing that we've seen, her being in denial. If you look at the interviews every time when people are trying to talk about, the alcohol, and those were the signs that this is something that we've seen. Like, we've seen her in the public struggling, but it wasn't more like a struggle, because she could afford whatever she wants. She was living a good life. She could get whatever she wants. But the whole thing is, her, end up, putting her life in that. I'm trying to, to gather my words, because I don't want to say wrong things. But all I'm saying is, People were not there. People were really not there. She has 17 summers, 3 Metro FM awards, 1 Nigerian Entertainment Award, and then she was on the 2020 list of BBC 100 Women, and she appeared as a guest on a guest judge on the 7th season of the Idols SA in 2021. You know, she was a big deal. She really was. Spinach was really a big deal. And people are just realizing it now that she's gone. And it hasn't touched people yet. It hasn't touched people yet. Next week, she's going to get laid to rest, Kadi 23, go Eastern Cape. That is when it's going to hit people now. Because right now we're just talking. The time now that we actually just going to lay her to rest, that is when it's going to, it's going to shake a lot of people. Because we are now saying our final goodbyes. We will never see her again. Even though her music will always stay in our hearts. So, to address the challenges that she faced, this included her family, a statement that came from the family and the managers, basically regarding her battles with alcohol addiction and the impact it had on her health. And they also emphasized the importance of the family support and efforts to help her outcome these challenges. Listen. So now she was recently signed to Mgoni, or whatever records was that. And for her fourth album, she was actually signed to Warner Music, Mgoni, after dispute with her former label, TS Records. So I don't know how she got out, but I'm glad that she was out of that contract, and obviously she got out of the TS Records contract because of the disputes. Okay, you can't just get out of a contract again. There was something that was going on, even though with the people, we kind of made those assumptions based on the statement that she's been making. You know what I mean? She wasn't out there, telling people that the label is really bad, doing this, but she was just saying that, oh, this is how much I get. That's it. She wasn't saying, oh, those people are horrible. They are giving me this, that I'm having issues with my money or not. She was just saying, no, this is what I'm getting. That's it. And we, the people, we just judged based on her statement. Zahara's advocacy against violence against women and her vocal stance on the issue in South Africa. I didn't know that she was even an advocate, women violence advocate. She was advocating for that, and she was well known for the struggles of I don't want to go that, I don't want to get there, but she was battling the liver disease as a result of whatever she was going through, the alcohol abuse. Her family's efforts to support and mentor her to prevent her from drinking. She also had an impact on legendary figure in the music world, touching millions of people lives with her gift of passion. She performed for Nelson Mandela. In conclusion, really remembering Zahara as a talented singer who used her music to inspire and bring, healing joy to the people's life. And we acknowledge the incredible mark she left on the music industry and the legacy that will resonate with us forever. But I mean, we're gonna call it truth with the TS records. DJ's Boo is also he is struggling. As much as he understands the pain that people are feeling, and feeling like this is a whole misunderstanding, the way people are coming at him and all of that. But I just like how calm he is with this. And he doesn't even want to get involved in that. He's saying that, listen, I can't say anything about the royalties, what's going to happen with the royalties with the family, because she's not signed. She was not signed to our label. Even though me and Zahara, she was more like my little sister, because even when she wasn't signed to me and her, we still had contact, So it's something that's going on between the TS records. The guy, it's something going on between what's his name, TK Niza and DJ's Boo. I feel like something is really, really going on, because it's like it's some freaking tension that I'm realizing here that people are probably not even seeing. I don't want to speculate anything, because I don't understand how, she remained friends with DJ's Boo, and then I'm not getting much from TK Niza. I'm not getting much from him, even though we hear that he was part of the funeral. He actually gave the speech at the funeral, allegedly. I might be wrong. And he was also checking on the family. And I'm thinking, well, maybe the family just decided that, you know what, we're just going to move on from this, especially now that our daughter is not part of the TK records no more. Now she is signed to this a different label, so we're just gonna call it a truce, and then we're not gonna talk about this no more. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move on from this, and then call it a day. If TK wants to be part of our family, wants to support, we're more than welcome to. He's more than welcome to support. If Sibusi Solope, DJ's Boo, he wants to be part of this and help, we are more than welcome to do that. He's more than welcome to do that. So, listen, y'all. I'm just like, we need answers. We need answers. I mean, it's too late to be fighting about this and arguing and going back and forth, because she's already gone. But I hope this will be a lesson for people to understand and learn that we shouldn't take things like this for granted. We really shouldn't. This is actually going on Go Amapiano industry right now. It's happening. Go Amapiano as we speak. There's so many artists from Amapiano that are actually going through the same thing that Zahara is going through. What are we gonna do? We're just gonna ignore it until somebody dies, and then we're gonna talk about, oh, this and this and this. Why did Maporisa did not do this? Maporisa is restricting this. Maporisa is holding the bag. Maporisa is doing this. Why aren't we getting into the bottom of this right now before something bad happens? Because honestly, it's happening. It's happening. We can see it. All right, guys. I'm just gonna leave it right here. Make sure hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. Yeah, I just wanted to rant about that, but I guess we're gonna leave it right here. I'll see you guys with another video next time. Peace out.